you on in Wild Card Weekend with the battle for the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And they'll run it here. And he'll maybe get it back to the 25 here on the first play, but no more than that. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed out.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Carr now to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. He completes it to Bryant. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stopped short of the 30. The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now a 2nd down throw for Fitzpatrick. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vontae.
I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Third and long, Fitzpatrick following the sack. What can he and the gang come up with? Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive back, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack. And that's what I'm seeing so far.
A first carry now for Marshawn Lynch. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Throwing his car on third down. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This is taken at about the 14. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins' offense now heads back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. And the Raiders have got him. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. He dumps it off to Drake. And down he'll go at the 25. They'll give him 8 on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be without weakening our overall defense. You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Fitzpatrick. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And it's taken in at the 9. A great return there of 22 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They start the drive with Lynch. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Carr. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, Lynch. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Drake. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. On second down, it's Drake. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. Allen has it, left side. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam.
And down he goes, brought down a Raiders sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Force. Set. Move, 45.
Operating from the gun, Fitzpatrick. And Stills over the middle. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Set. Ready. Ready. Force. Force. 3.
From the gun, Fitzpatrick. He's going to fire one deep, middle of... Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they do finally get him down, but not by Barnes. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Force.
On 1st down, Drake. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Second down, Fitzpatrick. Allen's got it over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Third and short yardage, Fitzpatrick. Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Parker, the intended target.
But this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
He's airing it out for Williams. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Balaj. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout.
Force!
Fitzpatrick now on second downs. Oh, good footwork on the spin. He goes underneath the Drake. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up a third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On third down, Fitzpatrick. And this one is incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback. You got a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He's going to and got his man complete. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. J.J. Nelson, an even 90 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick finding his safety valve here. That's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. First down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing Fitzpatrick. And his throw is incomplete. Allen, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. On 2nd down, Fitzpatrick again. Binds, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and long, Fitzpatrick following the sack. What can he and the gang come up with? Operating from the gun, Fitzpatrick. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going deep for Brown. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick. He's going to take another shot here. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup, as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case,
he's got a man complete. The 20, 10, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenny Stills, 75 yards. And the Dolphins able to get this back within a touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Oakland. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. So now here come the Dolphins. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Now a handoff for Drake. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It was Maurice Hurst who got him down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Force! Set! Ready! Ready!
To throw is Fitzpatrick. And it's caught by Parker. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Set! Ready! Ready! 3, 3, 3, 3!
A 1st down throw for Fitzpatrick. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Miami. 43 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Ready! Ready!
Fitzpatrick now to throw on 1st down. Being chased out left. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 26. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in a game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
Carr now on first down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
7:34.
On play action, it's Carr. And he's going to go down again. Take Carradine in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. Steps away to his left. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend. He's been terrific so far. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. And out come the Dolphins now. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe...
It's forward for only about a yard up to the 21. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Set. Move 45. Move 45.
And the blitz does come. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And now Oakland ready to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr on the move to his left. He's airing it out for Williams, and that's caught inside the 30. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Carr now on first down. And he'll he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
That's right. Low.
From the gun, it's Carr. And a completion to Wilson. Open space inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Luke Wilson, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, the spin. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And the Raiders have got him.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now Fitzpatrick. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 12. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for second down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Off the play fake here, Fitzpatrick. Forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Dolphins on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 17. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big play here for the Dolphins on third. 47 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. First down, Fitzpatrick. Flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Second down, looking to throw, Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Set. Move 45. Move 45.
3rd and long for Ryan Fitzpatrick. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 17. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. First down, the run with Lynch. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock with the 2-minute warning. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Carr gives to Marshawn. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
93.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. The 10th carry of the game for Marshawn Lynch. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
6-18. Come on, G. Cover 0. 6-18.
Carr. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again here, Fitzpatrick on 2nd and 10. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. to throw on third down. Fitzpatrick. Right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. And down he'll go at the 25. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 38. And he'll actually wind up losing about 10 yards here, but no matter, they've got the football back. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
And, Brandon, this is where it pays to have a big back who can take over a football game, especially in the fourth quarter when you've got the lead. Your ability to not just wear people down, but close games out.
They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
29.
Here's a give to Lynch. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And losing in this wild card round, you know, they've got something to build on, though, for next year. But I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment, but once they get away from it a little bit and they get to their off-season program, and they'll start to talk about that. And I like how you framed it, building blocks, you know, building this program.